Foreman drives in, thought about a shot, now gets to Lowry, now to Jordan Howard left side. High screen by Foreman. He resets it, and Howard pulls up and knocks down another three. You knew going in against, Thomas Walkup, who was the defending player of the year and a first-team preseason selection this year, was going to be a tough challenge. And just the other end of the spectrum for you guys. You play Lamar, the number one offensive team in the league, and you can turn around and play the number one defensive team in the league in SFA. And unfortunately, came up short in this one as they knocked you guys off the other night.
Yeah, it was a contrast in styles of those two teams, certainly. And Stephen F. plays incredible defense. They pressure, they're physical. They make every pass an adventure, and then they rebound very well too. So it was a totally different challenge playing against them.
I guess going in, riding that wave of confidence after the win over Lamar, I'm assuming that you guys didn't have any illusions that it was going to be, easy or anything like that game. I mean, talk about the change there and how difficult it is to transition for basically a team that kind of lets you do your thing and then they try to outscore you versus a team that really makes, like you said, everything difficult.
Well, it was a different focus in practice as far as that goes, but we still wanted to focus on our defense and getting that better. Stephen F. Austin plays great defense, but they also play very, very good offense, and they're patient. They cut hard, and they're very efficient. And they do shoot the ball decently, especially in mid-range, and then walk-up is really, really good and will hit tough shots. And it was just hard to simulate their offense because we don't run the same offense, and we did a good job of simulating that. And I think for a while in the game we guarded them very well. And for a while, we did okay on the offensive end. We actually shot the ball well. It was just the turnovers that hurt us. 12 each half we got in that game.
85-64 the final, and it was 37-29 at the halftime break. And really there were, I think, back-to-back unforced errors, some errant passes. And you guys had it down to 2 at one point, late in the first half.
We did. We made a nice little run. They got up on us early, and we made a great run. Our guys were playing tough, playing hard defense, and going down and making good shots and tough shots. And then we had a string of turnovers. And right as we got within striking distance or had a chance to tie or take the lead, we turned the ball over.
Yeah, we've seen that with other teams over the years. I guess when they stress you like that, even when they're not stressing you, it's like you put pressure on yourself and you're making plays sort of anticipating that there's going to be something there.
Right. You never know when the pressure is going to get turned up, and that certainly got to us.
There were a couple of bright spots, certainly. Jordan Howard, 5 of 11 from 3, and he was 7 of 18 from the floor, really looked good shooting the basketball from beyond the arc. And they didn't give him anything. I mean, he had to earn everything he could get, but he knocked down a couple of real deep ones, too, led the team with 19. And then another good performance from Derek Brooks, 4 assists to go with 16 points, and he pulled down, I believe it was a game high, certainly was a Bears high, 13 rebounds, and I'll double-check that. But, yeah, it was a game high, 13.
A game high.
Yeah, so, again, a very active night for him. There was, in the second half, the first time since he's been here at Central Arkansas, Coach Pennell was ejected after disagreeing with the official's perspective on a missed goaltending call, which we thought was pretty obvious. It was one of a handful of calls that went against the Bears. Certainly didn't necessarily impact the outcome of the game, but it made things a little more difficult and certainly frustrating. But I guess the guys, I thought, because there was an intensity there where you could see it. It sometimes will get away from a team where they maybe it gets a little chippy because the guys are frustrated, seeing the coach frustrated.
Right.
Thought they really handled themselves. The composure was really good.
They did. And I think that shows a real sign of maturity on our guys' part. I think last year if that had happened, we may have totally folded. But this year we're a lot more mature. Our guys handled it well. They still battled throughout the game, even though we were down a pretty good margin at that point. The guys still battled and tried to give their best out on the floor. So it was great.
Yeah, you mentioned that the shooting, 43% for the game, certainly very respectable, especially against a team like Stephen F. Austin with the turnover count. And again, I hate to compare because it's a completely different team this year from last year. But again, I just look at this as, and they're maybe not quite as good as last year, at least on the offensive end. Certainly they make everything hard defensively, but the level of improvement, this is a good indicator because this is really the gold standard the last couple of years in the league.
Stephen F. Austin is definitely that. They are the standard for the league, and coming in, we wanted to challenge our guys and let them know that this is what we're building towards, and the only way to get there is to play against these guys and give our best. And we, for the most part, we think our guys did.
So, again, the conference standings currently Houston Baptist, which is the next opponent coming up, 4-0 in conference play. Sam Houston having another good year, 4-0 so far for Sam Houston State. Texas A&M Corpus Christi, a team you faced earlier in the year, still undefeated. They're 12-3 overall. They actually have the most wins of anybody in the conference, and they are 3-0 in conference play. And then SFA is also undefeated. So it's not exactly been an easy slate out of the gate for you guys facing a couple of the top teams in the league.
It has not. But we have to play them all, and whatever order they come in, that's what we're going to play, and we're going to give our best no matter who we're going against that night.
You're born amazing, and at Baptist Health, we want to keep you that way. In fact, that's our mission. To not only provide the most skilled doctors and nurses to heal you from sickness or injury, and comprehensive care to support your recovery, but also to be your guide to health. Also, you can keep on inspiring, keep on reaching, and keep on amazing.
So since you have AT&T and DirecTV, you can get our new unlimited data plan.
Unlimited data? So we're like rich.
You're data rich.
Data rich.
Baby, you can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like.
I think we could get used to being data rich.
Get data rich. Get unlimited data on 4 lines for $180 a month when you have AT&T Wireless and DirecTV.
The Baptist team that likes to score, and again, it seems like this is a little better matchup on paper. At least they got some size, certainly, and it sounds like they're going to get Stetler back, their 6'9" kid who's been out with the last 10 games with a foot injury. So, of course, guys always get healthy for you guys. But anyway, just talk about the matchup, especially with those post players they bring tonight.
Well, they are big, and we'll have to do a good job on the glass. But what I'm hoping we can do is, if we rebound, we can really have an advantage in the transition game and run those guys. Also, I think their bigs will have trouble hedging on ball screens. We set a lot of ball screens. So there's some advantages for us also. We just have to exploit that. But I think a big key is for us to defend well and then make sure that we come up with a rebound. We don't give them second chance points, because with their size, that is definitely an advantage for them.
And we've talked about it, and it's something you've been looking for over a year. And it seems like the last 4, 5, 6 games, this team is, I wouldn't call it swagger, but certainly there's a little edge about them now that you've been looking for.
Yeah, we're trying to get to where you compete on every play, and I think that's the big thing. Basketball's not always about how pretty you play and how many threes you make and how many dunks. A lot of times just competition. Will you compete harder? Will you run faster back on defensive transition and stop a layup? Will you step over and take a charge? Will you box out tough on a guy bigger than you? And really, that's not even a basketball play. That's a human nature play. And what we've really been trying to develop is that pride in, I don't want that other team to take something from me that's rightfully mine. And you have to treat every play like it's the winning play of the game. And I think we're getting closer to that. I really like the fact that I think when we make mistakes, it kind of rolls off our back and we move on to the next play. So hopefully we'll continue that tonight.
All right, good luck.
Thank you. Let's be solid in our decision making, because this team is not a great defensive team. There are points to be scored out here, okay? Big thing is stay together, play hard, and help one another through this, okay? Let's go. Let's go.
Get it, baby. Protect home.
It's work, man.
Come on, there, fellas. Get it. Fast said the best, man. Protect this house, baby. This is where we live. Let's go, baby. Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Family.
At the line to shoot. Jordan Allen. The final score, HBU 72, UCA 61.
More field goal attempts than Houston Baptist tonight, but I mean, so many missed opportunities at the rim. It stood out over and over, and you guys really earned yourself a lot of second chance opportunities at the rim and just couldn't convert.
Yeah, we didn't shoot the ball very well, but I didn't think second half we took very good shots. I thought we were in a way too big of a hurry. We forced shots, and I didn't think we let the offense help us get good looks. I thought. Honestly, I just thought it was we just shot ourselves in the foot over and over again. You can't turn the ball over 24 times and give them 27 points off of that and expect to win games. And that's the second straight game we've done that, and it's very disheartening.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's so many opportunities created. I thought the guys played hard, and again, they were creating. I mean, the rebounding disparity, 46-29, and we talked about the size differential. I mean, at least at the post position, I wouldn't have expected that necessarily. So the effort was certainly there.
Yeah, I thought we battled the glass pretty good, and we have three things we always talk about. We say play hard, we say play smart, and we say play together. And I thought we played hard. I did not think we played smart. And I thought we played together at times, but not consistent enough. And if you don't have those three things in a basketball game, you're probably not going to come out on top. And right now we're really searching for answers.
Did they do anything differently in the second half, especially in the last 10 minutes? It looked like they were pressing you guys a little further out beyond the three-point line, getting going.
No, I think the only thing they tried to do is slow our break down a little bit. They picked Jordan up full court, and with Jeff got a hip pointer yesterday in practice, so he really wasn't available much tonight. So I couldn't really go to him. I just thought what we did, we lost our patience about midway through. It was 43-40 us at a timeout. And what's every timeout tonight, we turned the ball over afterwards. Every single time we ran a play. And I don't understand those things. They trouble me. And to me, it's either a lack of focus or maybe we don't have the right people. I don't know.
I do want to ask about Matthew Kamba. Again, we talk about all the time. There are very few people who can stay in front of him, and he gets in the rim, and it almost looked like he was between the finger roll and going off the glass. I wasn't sure exactly what he was trying to do there, but it's so fun to watch him get those chances. But again, I know you want to see him convert more of those, and I'm sure he wants to as well.
I keep waiting for Matthew to turn the light bulb on and become an impact player. Right now, he's soft. He doesn't go to the hole with authority often enough, and he leaves a lot of points up there. And tonight it was a case. I thought he went strong to the hole, but to me, Matthew Kamba should have walked out of here with about 25 points, and then we're just too inconsistent at that position. He and Derek, they're too inconsistent. They're good one night and they're not the next. And I'm not trying to bash on them. This is just honest. It's just a deal where we're not consistent enough, and we're asking way too much of Jordan. He's delivering, but we're asking way too much.
Time to rally the troops. You guys are going to go on a 3-game road trip now, and you'll go on the road and stay on the road, and starting at Nichols. Talk to me about the next challenge at hand here coming up on Saturday.
Everyone's the same. That's honestly the way I feel about this team. I've gotten to where I don't even watch film on the opponents anymore. It's all the same. Everything's the same. It's about us. The games that we play well in, we're executing, and it's not about schemes. It's not about what the other team does. It's whether we are focused and are into the game, and that's what we keep working on in practice. We'll continue to do it, but at some point, players have to play. And that's the thing that I want to see, and we've got to figure out more than anything else is who can be counted on, and that's going to be my message to challenge them, is that you want to be dependable. Dependable athlete is one a coach can hang his hat on, and we've got to get more folks that are dependable.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time.